Howdy, hello, good afternoon, Uh, hello anyway, good afternoon, I hope you're all tickety-boo. Sorry, I was just collecting stuff and whacking an old friend of mine who still plays the game. He's always fun. Pew, pew, pew. I'm gonna put it in the fellowship. Come on, you. Yeah, good afternoon. How are you all? Welcome. We're going to be doing obviously some of this wonderful proto beasts and stuff, and proto God knows what else, and hopefully not dying. Probably switch over to the champ again and going through Enidwaith and stuff like that. So yeah, I've just paired up with an old friend of mine. She's called Jill Altariel, Lady of Fangs. Damn it. That was meant to say /fish slap. But more people do it, the better. It's easier then. Boink. There we go. Marvellous. yoink. Off we go. So how is everyone? Hope you're all taking a boo. Hope you're all having a good relaxing Sunday. I've been quite busy today. Me and Magic went out this morning, only for a little bit. Her foot's still not well, or she's not well. Her foot's still causing issues. And then went out for a little drive, just a little bit of fresh air, and then lo and behold, here we are. I had to wash my car and do all sorts of shizzle. Which is good. Wonderful Sunday lag there is causing me a few issues. There we go. Whee. But yeah, a bit of easy fun on a Sunday, last day of the week before another week starts. Ugh. They come round so bloody quick, so quick. Just got to wait for this thing to turn up now. I realised I wasn't in my protection by the sword stance. How rude. Go off. Rude. There we go. Getting these in now. Yay, done.
Ah, greetings, kind traveler.
Uh,
Hoi. Greetings, kind traveler. Hoi! Greetings, kind traveler.
we get anything else? Oh yeah, we got some more of them. Yeah, good. Let's sell some shit. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah. Probably anything else that we need? No. Cool. Oh, done. Excellent, Smithers. Excellent. Right. Did not get anything else. I'm just going to plunk this stuff into my shared storage, and then we'll probably switcheroo. Although I will just okay, task items. We don't need them, but they can go in there for other peeps. Other peeps will get medium task items there. We'll gather all them back into there. Ingots. Okay, shit. Who's got my ingots? Oh, balls. Somebody has got my ingots, and I'm not entirely sure who. Somebody has, and I'm not entirely sure who. Back. No, I think it's... I don't know if it's Terry. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to check. Oh, crap. Oh, it could be my hunter. I'm not entirely sure because he was weaponsmithing. Okay, I'll keep hold of them for the time being anyway. But yeah, shit. That's the only problem. Is you take them out of your bag and then lo and behold you go, whoops, you get to put them back. All axe. That's wood. I don't want wood. Yeah, just to the bishop. I want the leathers. I'm muted? Oh, are you muted? Oh, enter there. Right. Hopefully you can still hear me. I haven't muted myself. Right, shit. Yeah, I need to find out where that is. Ah! Balls. Anyway, at least I didn't die. Hello, Minibit. I saw that you were actually... Did you do without me? Yes, I just literally logged on. And Altariel, one of my old friends, was here. And we teamed up and went and did it. I can bring... Oh, actually, I don't know if I can. My Cappy's not done them. But I don't know if I've done the quest. I actually don't know if I've done the quest. Is there a prerequisite for these quests, by the way, Ben? I can't remember if there is. Go down to here. Let's put them into... Not there. ULIs. It's just a dockmaster next to you. Oh, okay, okay. And then she tells you to speak to the healer. Okay. Well, I'll switch to my Cappy and come and do them then. But yeah, just give me a sec. I shall switch you out. Marvellous. Are you well, my friend? Anyway, are you okay? Are you having a decent Sunday off? Pickety boat. 21% all resis up. I have no idea what that means. We have that in English. You muted me, did you? All right, okay. Yeah, Ben, I have no idea what that means. You'll have to explain that. You really have to explain that. Right, yeah, let's just get Creety on then. We'll do that. But yeah, Care, I actually had no idea. You confused the shit out of me how he said that you muted me. I was like, you're on mute, by the way. And I'm like, am I? I was like, don't know how that happened. Because I could hear my voice coming through and I'm thinking, is it me? Is it me? Dear. Right, anyway, let's dive in again. Okay. Right, hunt for the buried treasure. We're not bothered about that, but we'll finish it now anyway. They got 20% on the final boss now, with no deaths happen with the max 3 resist to spare available. Okay. You're watching the Echo stream. You need to kind of rewind. Who's Echo? Are they streaming a raid or something? Come on. You kind of got to help me out here. Oh, EU top team for WoW. Ah, okay. See? Explained. Much easier. Right, we... oh, yeah, Dockmaster, just here. Oh, okay, we'll be able to get to... There we go. I had no idea. To be honest with you, I know it sounds really, really bad, but I actually do not have time to watch other people. So I have no idea most of the time what other people are streaming. Because I'm either streaming myself doing Lotra or I'm doing the Rockfish game stream. So I'm always a little bit limited. Right.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
Alrax, let's go there and then we'll switch across. Fuck, I hope I've actually... Bella and Zoo,
It's
come
a
on.
fine day indeed.
Yeah. Boink. Emma had. Hello, Dockmaster. Do I need to speak to the person? Can I actually get them? I might be able to get them. Fuck knows. Oh yeah, I can. Because I must have spoken to them. We got another bulldogs to our left. Ben, it looks like you're trying to munch on my butt and it's a bit disturbing. That made you move. Oh dear. I've not actually ever done them on this character, so I have absolutely no idea how I would fare. I reckon it would actually go tits up, probably. I'm bringing friends and everything, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, fuck, yeah. Oh yeah, actually funny. It was being a little bit cold out. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It was a little bit nippy this morning when I went out. Hey up. Me and Magic popped out for a little bit, but yeah, it has been a little bit chilly today. You can certainly tell that the temperatures are changing, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't work outdoors. Yep. Okay. How quick did that thing die? I could go. Hey, boys and girls, I could go 2 for 2 today without dying on the crab. That'd be quite immense, wouldn't it? I don't think I've had a day yet where I've not died. Normally I do die. He's definitely not got the thing. Hey up. One shot. Fuck's sake, Ben. One shot. Jesus. Oh dear. Now he's getting sarcastic. No, he's getting sarcastic. Thank you for the carry. Oh no, somebody's killed the beast. Yeah, well, I think Emma has dashed off to get the crow. We've lost him. Okay. Oh, shit. Shit, we can't get them both to mate. Oh, hang on. He's coming back. He's coming back. This one's taking a while. Yeah. Fuck, this one is taking a long time. Ben, are you, are you smacking the bird? Crow. I don't think we could get them together. Oop, there he is. We've got the elder back now. Oh, for fuck's sake. The beast has just spawned. Fuck's sake. There we go. Wow. Okay. Hang on, you're fucking confusing me now. You are... yes, fuck off. Jesus. I go to meet them and then they come back the other way. It's like, you having a laugh? What the hell is that ring up there? Who's that fucking ring? Oh, it's a Harorax rogue. Okay. You killed it. I'm out of here. Whee! Marvellous. Off we go. I was only planning on doing this once and lo and behold, I'm doing it twice. Whoop. Fucking hate this rock. Stupid rock. On follow for 1 minute. Literally, you're on follow and you're getting stuck. Well, off the edge. Can we get him in the water? See if we can get him in the water. Fucking, let's get him in the water. Get him to fall off his horse. Oop. What the fuck? We'll be like, don't know what happened there. There he is. There he's down there. Oh dear. Let's all wave at Ben. Hello, Ben. Oh dear. The least I could do there, wasn't it? It's the least I could do. Just, you know, dump him in the water. Hello. He's woke up. He's woke up. He's just called dick in chat. That's a bit rude, isn't it? A bit rude. I just went for a little paddle in the water. It wasn't my fault that you followed me on your ever so slightly war steed thing. Okay. Kill that. We're bringing everybody out. Just apparently clearing the area of every goddamn thing known to man. Done. Yee. Whoop, hello. Wow. That went sideways quickly, didn't it?
It's a fine day.
I can't believe you did it again.
Hoi.
Dick.
Ha, fair winds to you. It's a fine day indeed. Greetings, kind traveler.
Cool. I've got all the shit. All gifts. Let's just sell some shit. Keep them. Get rid. Keep. Yeah. Good. Marvelous. Easy. Indeed. Yeah, that was relatively easy. It's always a problem is that bloody crab for me. The rest I can just about manage with all my heals and everything else. I don't know about... I've actually not tried soloing them on this character, so I don't actually know how difficult that would be. I'm not entirely sure. Strife, how are you doing? Welcome along. Thank you very, very much there for the follow. I have no idea. I've even tested this. Yeah, okay. I've tested this alert this morning. And I have no idea why it was just, not playing ball. So I just need to check. Yeah, see, that's working. Yeah, I even tested it this morning. So fuck knows what's going on with that one. I have no idea why it's not playing that that alert sound. Yeah. Bonk. Oh, hello. Not sure. He's trying to not respond. Oop, there we go. Marvelous, marvelous. Excellent. Right. Now, Bane, I don't know if you're going to do sword holes on your other character, but I can bring my champ if necessary, just to zing him through to 150. I do have another hunter that I could use that on as well. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've got... in fact, I've got 2 hunters somewhere. I've got another Cappy as well, but I do really need to get them to 141. Oh, right, yeah. He'll be too busy planning his next business acquisition. Which character of yours is the good one? I don't... That's a little bit of a dubious question, that, to be fair. I wouldn't say any of them are good, to be fair. Literally, some of them I'm going to level with, some of them I'm just going to, power through and see what crap I can get. But yeah, don't turn into John. You know what he's like. Right, so let's, until we do some of that later on. Sam Ridsvin. But I do need to just check on Hysteria, actually, because I need to see if he's the one that's got the my bags of ore, and I'm not entirely sure where we've put it. Yeah, Strife, I mean, I say I've only done it on one character. Okay, what's your shader sharpness, by the way? I forgot to ask you that. I'll have a look. Yeah, I'll have a look once we get loaded in. C. He says, there we go. Oh, hang on, don't do sharpening. Let's just take that out of performance mode a second. It'll probably error actually because of that. Oop, hello, come back, thank you. 0.4. So 0.4 on that one. And DPX is... Oh, I never saw what... Right, okay, you have to be in performance mode. Performance mode kind of lowers the shaders, but then it doesn't affect your performance as much. If you leave it outside of performance mode, then it will be a bit shit. So yeah, always tick performance mode. It does reload things in. But yeah, for adaptive sharpening, yeah, always tick performance mode. So if you do alterations, take it out of performance mode and then put it back into performance mode. So yeah. So yeah, 0.4 is my adaptive sharpening strength overall. I think these other settings are all as is, and then DPX, I think they're probably set to default. I'm not entirely sure. But if you do need to, in fact, you screenshotted. Cool. I was gonna grab it and send you it anyway. But yeah, always check performance mode, and then it'll load it back in for you. So there we go. Cool. Right. Do you have the bags? No. Who the fuck has my bags of ore? Okay. Carry. Craft. Let's just have a quick look. What? Large. Let's do it under large. Let's see if we can find it under there. Oops. Picking that up either. Green tea. This isn't my house, actually. This is the kin leader's house, actually, at with the Guardians of Middle Earth. It's just very, very handy because here we've got the premium ingredient boxes, which we can grab one of each per day, per character, which obviously gives you the universal ingredients. And then, so yeah, he's got one of the Rohan kin houses for himself, and then. I think it gets you a ton of XP. But yeah, you've got all these crafting requirements and a supplier here should we need to. Yeah, it is one of the meat halls, yeah. So it's not too shabby here. And you're not far away from getting the horse route either. So, who the flip actually has these? Definitely not this character. I don't remember who it was the other day that I was doing some crafting on. We'll have a look. Finbar, yes it is. It's Kiki Inventory. That one that I've been using. Although I did find the Alt Inventory a better one. I kind of got used to it, but it hasn't been working very well. So I may need to just reinstall it. But yeah, let me just switch to... One of them that's got to be ore. So let's just bring up my Lotro alts list. You know it's a problem when you've got to have an alts list. I wonder if it's Terry. It must be Terry. Let's see. Yeah, alt inventory I do prefer. It stopped working for me for whatever reason, so I switched. So I will switch it back again. There's Terry. He's he doesn't look the same since they kind of updated the humanoids. He was supposed to look a bit Geralt-like, and then yeah, it doesn't look anything like him now. They updated shit. Like, Right. Okay, we're here. Yeah. Nope. What the frick have I done with them? Yeah, I mean it does. Yeah, I mean that's how they all work. They take a snapshot of your vault and your shared storage. So whenever you log in, it does take a snapshot of it. So obviously, it should update every time that you put something into your vault or your shared storage. But I don't know what the fuck I've done with them. Let me just do. Hang on, have I put them there by accident in the trade? Wow, but it is. Yeah, they are. What a tool. I put them in the trade back instead of ingots. I think what's happened with that one is what tends to happen anyway, is when you drag something into kind of here, and then all right, I'm going to go to leathers. It'll then switch back. So I must have dragged something into there. So after all that, I found it. It was already in my shared storage. Yeah, I know he has said that before about renaming carryalls, because what I tend to do is I have one separate for ore and then one set for ingots. So I think, right, I don't need the ore, I just need the ingots. And then I go, oh, amazingly, I've got the right one. And then when you put it back in, you think, is it that one that I've just packed in because it's highlighted? And then you're like, hang on, let's just drag that one out again. And you think, is that, yeah. And you think, yeah, I've got it right. But you just wish that there was a way to tag them. You know, it's just when you come back to them and you've been to another thing and you're like, okay, it's that one, but I've grabbed that one for now. And you go back and you go, which one was it? And there's no way of knowing. But yeah, Sev did say, I think a couple of interviews ago, that it's a problem getting these to be renamed, some technical reason. And to be honest with you, I could quite well believe it. You know, that sometimes you just think it seems really, really easy, and then it's just not. You're just like, really? He's told of extraordinary experience there as well. Okay, that's it. Boom. There we go. But yeah, it's a little bit problematic, unfortunately. But not to worry, not to worry. Unbar the last. That's all right. Actually, let's just plonk them into there. So I've got them. Boink. There we go. That's that one done. Cool. But yeah, I do like that cloak. I think that's one of the nicest cloaks they put into the game. Have you bought any carryalls? No, I haven't, because I literally have more than enough currently. I've got large crafty, 2 of those for there. I've got 2 for wood. I've got 1 for leathers. And then essences, I've got a large and a small. And then for task items, I've got 3 large, 1 medium. Also, Miller now has a bag full with every slot of carryall. Okay. And then I've got 3 essence and tracery carryalls there. So I haven't bothered. The other thing is as well, and I haven't opened it yet because I didn't know which would be the better option, is that there I've got a carryall selection box from the Umbar Ultimate Edition, which was provided to me for free by Standing Stone Games. I just got to throw it out there. Not to gloat, it's just it's a requirement. And so I haven't actually chosen it yet because I was waiting to see what I was going to need for my characters with Umbar. So I didn't actually know, so I was holding on to that one for the time being to see what I would need. But yeah, still got some stuff. Correct. As a Doom Tracery, yeah. Cracked on Barries as well. So yeah, plenty of work to do, Right, now we've solved that mystery, let's get out of there and we'll switch to Sam Ridsvin, who's my level P6, I think he is. P6. So yeah. We'll get Terry up to the top level at some point. Sam Risman, yeah, he's in the Bone Vales. There he is. There he is. Look at that chunky little monkey. Look at him. Arr. He looks like a cheap Avenger, doesn't he? You know, he looks like something from Marvel. Marvel, I know his face. Cool. Right, I'm just gonna get that logged in. I'm just gonna go check on Magic, see if she's all right, and I should be back in a moment. There we are. Excuse me, just had to go check on the missus, make sure she was all right. Ben, out of interest, did you manage to come up with anything in terms of Sauron's eye? Well, that was what we got up to. Well, you're shit, aren't you? I don't know. You can't get the stuff around here, can you? Fuck. What's that one there? Trumdreng. Okay. Tempted to go up to there, so if we get the horse back to Lanuk, I think we've got... I think that's where we're at, Lanuk. Let's just pop back there. Finbar, thank you. Yeah, I know there's a few things that aren't working. Obviously, if you're using any kind of UI overlay, new UI, not the default one, you'll see that the portraits don't work. So I think they need to be fixed by the devs. Probably there's been some changes in the LUA, which are causing problems. Obviously. Oh, hello. We're going down the hill. Handbrake turn. Right, across the water then. And then turn left. We'll go into the Morn Shores. Go speak to Devon. I hope... another thing, Ben, that I don't know if you've been doing or you might want to do. I think you probably have been doing, to be fair, because you're that way inclined. Is... the featured instance, which obviously is available every... Are you going to pull? Sure, instance finder. Which is the featured instance? Oh, I can actually see it on this character. That? Bit weird. I can't see the featured instance. It's because I'm too low. Rubbish. Is it Woe the Willow? Okay, cool. Yeah, because that's been giving good rewards. I believe. Wish they'd sort this map out because I'm way off. Yeah, come through here, but all the map needs shifting up. Thanks, Finbar. Thank you very much. I wasn't entirely sure what it was, but yeah, I know it's it's been giving some good rewards as well, which is quite handy. But yeah. Jason Bradford, who's one of the writers for MMORPG, he tweeted out the other day that he hasn't been able to get into Umbar. He just hasn't felt it. He hasn't, you know. Oh, hang on, let's go across here. Which side of the water is it? It is the north side. He hasn't been able to really felt the groove with Umbar, but he has been playing EVE Online quite a bit. And I did comment on his tweet, and I said I think a lot of people are just waiting, obviously, for the end-game content. I know, obviously, people like Bane, and I'm sure a lot of you boys and girls are. I'll get the Hobbit lamp as well while we're here. I think the other thing is people would like to see a lot of the older instances become scalable. Just to go back in and have them scalable so that you can get rewards from everything, and rather than everything being narrowed and focused down, like you've got to do this again and again and again and again. Now, obviously, humans will always find the path of least resistance. So, you know, you can understand to a degree why a dev would say, right, we want you to do this instance, but you're going to have to do it again and again and again. Because it's easier to do that for one instance than making it scalable for a multitude. And if people, and we did it before, we all know we did it. Where was it where we were getting the gold traceries from before Gundabad? The ice place. Saraserma. We'll go in there and just running through that and getting gold traceries galore. It's human nature. We'll do the whole thing, won't we? We'll do the path of least resistance and see what happens. But I think having a variety, when you look at, you know, as I did there on the instance finder, I know some of them aren't scalable, like these non-scaling instances, but a lot of these would be really cool if they did. You know, doing Filgashan or something like that, or Goblin Town, you know, get rid of the seasonal skirmishes, you know, anything that makes these more viable, you know, that really do allow you to get, you know, rewards at a higher level. I mean, I know Finbar, he probably, a lot of players are on that. I've been talking about this for quite a while. The problem is, I think, with the dev team is they just don't have the manpower to do it. It's seemingly that they are on, you know, the borrowing from DDO and, you know, having to switch to any of the dev team to, you know, help out on Lotro, and then vice versa. Probably there's a lot going on. But yeah, some of these non-scaling would be really, really cool, you know, just to give you another option to get the tracery rewards, get a potential drop, even if it's only like a 10% drop or something like that. I mean, if you're going to grind the same instance, you know, like we're having to, or we have been doing, why can't we just go to several different instances and just mix it up just for a little bit of a change? Because people, I know some people are dedicated just to grind an instance and just keep grinding it and grinding it and grinding it, and they're quite happy to do that. But if you were say, right, okay, you get the same drop from retaking Pelagia as say doing, I don't know, Ost Elendil, yeah, you'll do them just for a bit of a change. But I think there's a lot of I mean, I don't know if you did say, we'll go for Sunken Labyrinth, for example, there, which is obviously a scalable instance. Whether that could be having the required drops to give you like a gold tracery of whatever level you are. You know, if you're going to go at, say, 130, then you get a Gundabad one or a 131, for example. That would be quite cool. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things in terms of non-scaling that could be really done to bring things up. What I'm intrigued about is that I think it was in the last dev stream that they had Sevelin on, and he was talking about the improvements to the VIP package for Dungeons and Dragons Online, which they're then wanting to bring into Lotro, but they want to do it on Dungeons and Dragons Online first, and then implement some of those changes or similar changes to Lotro. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder whether, I hope there's no nerf to the package for existing subscribers, and rather it becomes even better value, because obviously that's where their money is going to be. People, you know, subscribing every month, spending on the expansions, and then buying things such as Lotro points, or, you know, paying for any kind of advancement and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes, and hopefully it'll be a couple of months now, won't it, when we get probably the executive producer's letter, or the producer's letter, about what the plans are for the year. But yeah, I think people will be a bit happier once we get
your aid is welcome, friend.
Cool. Don't want to do that one.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
Nope. No way. If we can get, you know, some further content for end game players in a few months. But yeah. Oh, so yeah. Sorry, we all kicked this off, Ben. I want to talk. One thing I want to talk about on instances scaling. Ooh. Ben's going to voice his opinion here. We all better listen, children, because we don't want what they did with 85 plus instances. As in,
how can I be of service?
Let's go to Harndirion. I think we'll head back there. Now we've got this one. That's cool. So at least we handled that one anyway. They just put a multiplier in the coding for more damage morale mitts. Yeah. Yeah. That can work to a degree, and I can see where you're coming from on that one. Yeah, and I think you can see that the two problems there. Obviously, it's easier with the size of the dev team to put a multiplier in. But I think what also needs to happen is if they go down that method, that the rewards also multiply in terms of, you know, how good they are for your level. But the flip side is that, yes, you'd want them to properly scale so that, you know, as you say, go in and manually alter them and make certain aspects of it, a certain section of an instance actually do something. And it just doesn't. Currently, I said just, I think when you were AFK, the team just isn't big enough to do it, which is sad. And then I think they'd actually lost some of the dev team before Umbar came out as well, so that was a little bit of a pain. You know,
how can I be of service?
For want of a better phrase, but yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it before, but we didn't actually know who they were. I didn't anyway. I'd not heard of them. They were probably staff in the background, and you know, whatever, technical engineers. And we even said, didn't we? It's then you're hitting the problem of you've got to replace those people. You've got to get them to speed. You've got to, you know, develop those skills. You know, if you take new people on, and when people do have that skill set and you lose that skill set and that familiarity, everything slows. It doesn't continue at the same pace unless you bring somebody else in who is as good, if not better, and has that familiarity. But yeah, it is difficult, and losing I mean, that could be a quarter of the team. I don't know how many devs actively work on the game, but if you're losing 3 devs like that, you could literally lose them so quickly and be like, okay, that's us scuppered now, isn't it? You know. So yeah, we just got to hope that things do improve and that there's some investment put back into the game. But again, as much as we are all wanting that, it's whether in a Global 7 are going to be like, yeah, we'll you know, we can save $40,000 a year here, you know, by not having a one less dev. So, you know, we'll only employ 2, you know, rather than the 3. And you're just like, So yeah, and again, it's you're driven by profit margins for anything, and that's the point where a company will make a decision is if it's costing them money and you're not making a profit, and it has to be a decent profit. It can't be just, you know, hey, we made $1 or whatever in the last year. It has to be a decent amount that they could pull the plug. And who knows? We've seen so many problems within the gaming industry this year that you know, teams that have been culled left, right and centre because the overarching group that owns them have just gone, no, we're going to be cutting that back, we're cutting that back, we're not having this, we're not having that. And you're just like, yeah. I mean, that would be a possibility. You'd have to become an investor, but that would be then talking obviously funny hypothetical, but you'd have to be an investor within the Embracer group. And then could you, even with that investment, be able to push for something like that? Would it be that you could go in and say, right, I'm going to bring 50 million into the company, into the group, but specifically this money has to be used on the work required that you felt is worthwhile doing, and it can be, you know, problematic. You know, it's if it was somebody that, you know, could outright buy Standing Stone Games, for example, and you know, utilize all that investment for just the one game, yeah, you'd have to look at it as say Bain did that, and literally was, you know, right, I bought the game, it's a money sink, I'm going to have free lifetime for me and anybody that I deem. That you would have a situation where Bain would be like, I know I'm literally leaving that money on the table. It's gone. It's an amount that I'm not bothered about and stuff like that. Now, having that kind of benefactor would be amazing. Is it possibly going to happen? Probably not, because I don't know if Bain actually does the lottery or not. And if he doesn't, then kind of a moot point on that one. Don't mistake to me, Jim, to input stuff. Yeah, well, you would have that right, to be fair. As an owner of an IP, then you would have that right to a degree. Jeff, a bit over on YouTube. How are you doing? This is my existing character who's the level 60. Well, he was about 63 yesterday. We went up about 3 levels. He is my fearless champ, so he's on the landscape difficulty level 3. So I was playing him beforehand, but I just thought I'd leave Umbar behind for a little bit, although I have been in there on both my characters this morning, or this afternoon rather, just doing the Proto Beast dailies and stuff. So yeah, let's speak to you.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Devodiad.
We should not trust Devodiad. Now, actually I'm going to come back to you in a second. Finbar, personally, I get a little annoyed when I see so much negativity towards game developers and game quality. I'm more than happy with SSG and understand the pressure they're under. Yeah, I'm very lucky, and actually, it is him that I need to speak to. I'm very lucky with. Ooh, has my game just crashed? No, it just lagged. Fair enough. With the situation I'm in now, working for a game development company. You see, or I specifically see that negativity every day because, and I've been guilty of this in the past, and I'm not dissing on anybody specifically. It's very easy from the outside looking in to say that should be an easy fix or that should be done. Why can't they just do that? And there's a lot of things that are at play. There's obviously development time and cost. There's return on that investment that you've got to think about, and will it be an addition to the game that is worthwhile? And these all things need to be considered before you even think about implementing stuff. Now we know that obviously SSG are a smaller team now that are working on LOTRO. So Sevelin, as the executive producer, will be, okay, we've got X amount of hours that I can devote to this feature, this feature, this feature. He'll be looking at what the forums say, what people comment on. They'll probably be garnering hot topics of what people actually want from the game. Then obviously he'll be talking to his overlords, for want of a better phrase. They'll be saying, right, we need something to incentivize people to spend money because we've got to have the return on that investment. And it really literally is a kind of balancing act. So whilst from a player point of view, you'd be, I think they should do this. And I'll use my own request of, doing the instance, making it all more scaling, a lot more of the stuff properly scaled. That's a desire, but is it a feasible desire from the development side? Can they spend the money to do that? I mean, they even looked at issues with some of our, requirements in terms of the crafting, where they were trying to look at splitting Umbar off from everything else. They looked at that and then they realized, oh, shit. This is this is not going to work. And yes, they probably could have done that. However, the time required to unravel all that spaghetti code, it wasn't worth it. They deemed it not worth it. And it start balancing act again against the desire and the cost as to whether it's actually worth it. And on that occasion, it's not. The other thing that we can look at is they looked at feasibility of bringing it to consoles. You know, they wanted to try and bring it to, but they were looking at that and then doing the whole remaster overhaul. And I think Severlin said it was something like $3 million that it would cost for them to do in dev time and changes and probably licensing and all sorts of different tech and bringing people on board to make that work happen. $3 million is a lot of money, you know, no matter whether you deal with millions every day. Was it 30 million? I couldn't remember. I knew it had a 3 in it. Now, on a game that probably would not make that much back within the time, that's not a worthy investment. So whilst it'd be still cool to see, it's not going to happen. So yeah, it's very easy and I've been guilty of it in the past. It's very easy to just say, well, why haven't they done that? That's easy. You know, I see this in this game and I see this in the other game and this and that. When you look at a team, I don't know, a massive team, like we'll say World of Warcraft, Blizzard, you know, the money that they have invested and the money they make in that game, because they have an absolute behemoth of a company to have the resources from, not only from the development time and resources there, but also the cost. They've got a lot of money because, you know, you think of Activision Blizzard. Even if WoW wasn't a massive revenue game, you've still got Call of Duty that's, you know, for whether it's a good or a bad thing, is bringing money into the pot. Yeah, they've got shareholders and everything else, but it still brings revenue in. Now, that would be something that a team of that size and that economic power would be able to say, right, we can do that and we can fix that. Everybody dive in on this. Let's get this feature out. That'd be a cool feature. But probably 95% of the rest of the development world in terms of game development, that's not a feasible thing to do. And it never will be, because you just can't devote the time. Again, it's something that is very difficult to understand from the outside, but, you know, because other companies do it. Other companies just click the fingers and they get it done. Again, if it's something that they have the knowledge of doing, or the money to do, or the ability to drag in resources to do, then that makes it very easy. If you don't, and going back to how the SSG lost 3 of the devs just before Umbar launched, that's going to hamper things changing even more anyway, because, as I said, your development time slows down, the speed of development slows down. The development time increases because, again, your new members of staff may not be as familiar with the game or the engine, and they've got to get up to speed, and then, you know, everything can kind of snowball and manifest into things just generally taking a lot longer and being more expensive to do. So it is annoying, and I do bite my tongue a lot, especially when Ben knows this. If I go onto the Lotro forums and I see people complaining and whinging and giving SSG so much grief, I'm just very glad that I'm not the community manager over there, because I think it's disrespectful at times. I really do, because from the outside looking in, everybody thinks it's, you know, easy as pie. And what you want to say is, like, go on then, you make the game. You get the investment together. You get that company to make a game. You then come back to me and say that it was easy. And you can't say that. You're not allowed to say that. As much as you want to, you can't say that. Because people just don't understand what's going on. And the devs, you know, people like, Cordovan gets a load of stick because he's the face of the company. You know, everybody sees him and stuff like that. You know, I think it's Matt Elliott Scenario. I think it's Matt Elliott is his name. He's another face of the company because he shows you the world building. But They don't make the decisions. You know, they can have the meetings and everything, but it's the purse strings above that define a lot of what happens with where the investment goes into the time and the development time of the engineers, the technical side of it. And it's very, very difficult. And I think people need to just calm their ideas a little bit when it's what's actually happening within a company. It isn't easy because you can plan things and you can plan things and you can plan things and say, right, we're down that path, we're developing, we're going to do this. And then all of a sudden you get to the end of it, Keeps, you get to the point of development and you go, shit, we can't do it. And you feel like you've wasted time and money and effort doing that. And you're just thinking, oh, crap, can we do it? Yeah, let's try. So you'll have people on the technical side trying to develop new technology. They'll have people on the world side that will say, right, we need to build this kind of world. Can we do it? Well, let's try. Let's see. But as soon as you go down that path and you decide that that is the way to do it, you've got to hope that it can be done. Otherwise, you've wasted your time on it and you've wasted money on it. And that's where an executive producer will be like, right, how feasible is it? Tell me, people, you technical guys, you world builders, how confident are you that you can make it work? And you might say, yeah, 90% certain, right? Okay, we'll go with that. And you've got to trust people to be able to pull that off. And it could have been something like that with the crafting, where they wanted to unlatch Umbar from the rest of the crafting, and they probably thought they could do it. But then, lo and behold, boop, no, they couldn't. And it was like, oh. But again, we don't know what goes on. We'll never know what goes on. And I think we've just got to hope that the next year we see, some developers getting taken on after losing some staff so that things can carry on. But yeah, if I can ever say anything to anybody who's looking into, from a player perspective, looking in towards gaming and the development of gaming, it's not that easy. It isn't that easy. I don't even do the developing side in terms of creation of a game, but I see both sides about how long it takes people to do stuff, things to get created, and then the relaying of those messages to a community. It might not be what they want to hear, but that's not your decision. So I think people just need to take off their I know everything hat when in reality you don't actually know anything at all or very little of what you actually think. And I think it's an arrogance of players thinking everything's easy just because it's been done by somebody somewhere. It happens in any job. I'm not saying it's just within game development. You see somebody, I don't know, delivering milk. I know it doesn't happen very often now in the world. A milkman for years ago, people thought, that's an easy job. You just drive around on your milk float and dropping things off. But then there's the pressure of it being, your own little company and, having to make sure everything's done and you're out in the cold and everything. You got to, until you've tried it, it's always very easy to be critical. Very easy. But then you realise, it's not as easy. It's a bit of a shitter, So, yeah, I think people of the gaming world need to come out with that anonymity, away from the whole I'm an authority on everything because I sit behind a keyboard attitude, and realise that they don't know shit most of the time. So, but there we go. I've spent 20 minutes talking about that crap, so I'm going to carry on leveling now. Anyway, hello, Mr. Dunlending Lookout. Let's go. Travel now. Right. Oops, hello. Right.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
As long as you do not trouble us. Cool. Look out. I am Finbar. Yes, I am a Pearl Evernight. Yeah.
I have not seen your kind before.
Come on. Oop. Boink. There we go.
You're welcome here, as long as you don't trouble us.
Oh, right. Let's tool over to Trumdreng then. Let's just go over there. Oops. Get some Calenard. Calenard. So yeah, this character is just one I've been leveling on the Fearless difficulty, so the landscape difficulty level 3. Just a little bit tougher. You do have to deal with the Eye of Sauron from time to time. And you do get your ass kicked if you're not careful. So you've got to be a bit more mindful about having all your equipment a bit more up to spec, and, you know, making sure that things are a bit more tip-top. But generally, it's just a little bit tougher on the enemies. Right, let's just actually how we got on the test. 22 of 33. Okay. Bent metal maces. Okay. Hand that one in. Who do I hand that one into?
The Gwairad requires us to give welcome to the Duvoriad.
Who do we need to hand that into with the tasks from there then? There's got to be somebody that we hand them into, surely, somewhere. It's medium, that's light. That's exactly the same.
Do not speak the names of evil things, for you will call them.
Let's do that one. Oh, go straight down to Galtrev. Decline on that one. Let's go down to Green Tea. Do you have any thoughts on new player experience and how Lotterer could attract more new players? I feel like the Ring of Power release was a bit of a missing opportunity, as the game was supposed to prepared for the influx of players. Ben, I just love it. Every time, I'm just going to leave that up there for you. Though there certainly were plenty of people giving it a try but not sticking for too long. Yeah, it's very difficult with an older game to try and drag people back in. So yeah, I actually it is a very difficult, and yeah, I know they were looking at trying to entice people with rings of power and everything, and again, I don't know whether it was obviously it was a missed opportunity, but again, marketing is very, very expensive. So advertising, you know, along the coattails of Rings of Power isn't cheap. But again, that was down to Enid Global 7. Did they see the value in it? That's the thing.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
Will you remain?
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
Nope. I'm going straight to Galtrev now. So yeah, new players. What I'd be tempted if they could do, just to get players, especially entice them into trying to stay for a little bit longer. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that what value they offer already for new players in terms of like getting to level 95 or with all the free content, I think is quite phenomenal, really. But for a free-to-play title, you then have to incentivize it and get people coming in to spend money, because obviously that's what you want to convert them to. A potential idea, and I'm not trying to do anybody's job here, but certainly for a game to try and get people in, is that if you are a new player, a new account, for example, after, like, say, 30 days of playtime, you know, whenever you've had that account for 30 days, that account is maybe, I don't know, giving a cheaper rate for the first month to be a VIP, you know, to be a subscriber. So you get the first month for 50% off. You know, it's a non-transferable. It's to that account and that account only. So it's not like people could palm off 50% codes or anything like that. It would literally be a tied to that account and that account only, just to get them interested in it and enjoy what a VIP has to offer. I think also what we may see change as well, which we just discussed a little bit earlier, is the the changes that they're going to bring to the VIP packages. We don't know what that's going to be. We've seen them talk about they're going to try and introduce these changes to Dungeons and Dragons Online first, and then introduce something along those lines for Lotro. So I honestly don't know where that one's going to be. Shodan Delacroix, it is great, but the lag is a big downside for new player and existing. It is, and again, I think a lot of it is boiling down to development time and cost. Again, if you had the investment that other big companies had, they would have had this fixed. But the problem is, I do think it's the game engine. The game engine is so long in the tooth now. It's such an old engine that you're hitting up issues that could be you can't mitigate against because it's within this spaghetti code, which we've seen is causing an issue for other things as well, such as, you know, not being able to split Umbar away, the crafting level away from other things. I know they've obviously said that they're still working on technical stuff to try and bring 64-bit full-on changes, and it will alleviate things a little. Will it get rid of the lag? Probably not. A modern engine would probably alleviate that, but again, it goes back to how much dev time and how much cost it would be to create a new engine and then port everything across. And I think everybody here would be probably quite surprised at the cost of doing something like that. And Enid Global 7 will be like, I don't think so. It's too high a cost in terms of monetary value and development time to spend on a game that is 16, nearly 17 years old, on an engine that is 20 plus years old. So I can't see that ever happening. Kiwi says, new player experience in Before the Shadow wasn't bad, but the fact it has to be bought, I do think the earlier zones could do with a revamp. But the question is how. Part of the issue is the sheer amount of text that is thrown at you in the first 10 levels, with tutorials that comes sometimes several at a time. Yeah, it can be a little bit overwhelming, I suppose. I do think before the Shadow kind of becoming a free region for everybody to involve in, I don't see us going back to earlier levels or earlier regions with a revamp, because again, that doesn't bring in money. I know it's a cynical way to look at it, but it doesn't. Going back over old content doesn't bring in money to the same degree as new content. So when they're going, what do we want to do? Do we want to bring out a new area or revamp a new area so that we could keep people playing, introduce it to newer players? Or are we going to get a $30, $50, $60 expansion? Where's the money? And predominantly they'll look at the expansion. They'll go, that'll be the better option. And again, it's not always the best thing to look at, but I do think the focus is always going to be on what value can they get from the game in terms of investment back into it. Is an expansion going to be more worthwhile for the game and the dev team and SSG and Enid Global 7, or revamping an area that's already in the game that's good enough? We'll call it good enough because people still play it. So it's a difficult one, but a free-to-play title lives on converting people to stick around, be a subscriber, buy expansions, etc. So yes, maybe there is room for improvement in the way that people can, be introduced to the game. But also there's a realization that it's not really where the focus will be. Jean Wilbert over on YouTube, is this game pay to play? No, it's free to play. It is actually free to play. However, there is a free to play model, and then there's a subscription model which you can dive into should you wish. The subscription model as basically what's called a VIP does give you certain perks, but yeah, you're able to play for free. You can download it for free, and then you can start playing it. And then, if you wish to, you can become a subscriber up to. Well, you can be a subscriber for as long as you like. Up to a certain level, then you would have to start buying the later expansion packs. But you've got like about 95 levels of free gameplay. But there are certain restrictions within the free-to-play package. So you're kind of limited on how much bag space you have and stuff like that. But you can subscribe for 1 month, and then lo and behold, you can unlock some of the restrictions permanently, but not all. Baines then they've done many things to older areas over the years, even added some completely new areas. The biggest spot now is level 75 to 95, Rohan Blur. Yeah, but I think with Rohan, obviously, they put so much emphasis into it originally that I can't see them changing that too much. However, they have said that they'd like to bring some kind of alternative route instead of going through Moria. Again, some people don't like Moria. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people are sick of playing it and this, that, and the other, because it's pretty much from level 50 to 60. It's the area that you have to go through. I think what we would potentially see, and I have mentioned this before, is that they want to, instead of taking you through the Misties and come out into Lothlorien here and then down to kind of, this way and then into Rohan, I think what they want to do is potentially look at linking the southern Eriador down to very western Gondor, Amphalas, etc., and tie it up that way, and then you could go into Rohan that way. So give an alternative route, which again I think would be a nice option. I think having different leveling options for people who do enjoy leveling. I mean, you can see I've got 19 characters. Predominantly, I've leveled them traditionally. There's been some that have been Valard, but a lot of the time I've just leveled them. So having a different route rather than going into Moria, I think would be nicer. I'm not dissing Moria, don't get me wrong. It's just, unfortunately, it's like when we were talking about the instance when you're having to do the same thing again and again and again. If there's alternatives, Now they've already beefed up, as Bane said, bringing new areas into the game like the Undershire. I mean, even the Wildwood was obviously a nice new area that they introduced. Having Cardland and Swanfleet as a new starter area was good because it changes it. And then obviously when you go to the Troll Shores and you can go to the angle of Mythythel instead of going into the Misties, having those options I think is better for those people that do like to level characters. Getting characters to 150 is tough, and obviously the higher the levels that we reach, 150, potentially 160 in the future and everything along those lines, are you going to get people to want to replay that content again? Yeah, it might have been 6 months since you were last in the Shire or somewhere like that. Are you going to really want to do it and then come back through the same content again? But the other thing is that they also don't want to make it too much fun, because nobody would buy a Valar. And a Valar would be a nice little earner. Obviously, paying for, Lotro points brings money into the game. And again, it's not like a lot of people bought the original game and then paid for a lifetime, or they paid for a sub and stuff like that. But since they switched to the free-to-play model, they need to look at that investment coming back into the company. And it always comes back around to this. As much as we desire things and everything, is it worthwhile for them to do in terms of dev time and money? Is it going to bring enough investment back into the game that the overlords at Enid Global 7 would be happy with? And it's all that has to be balanced, from executive producer level upwards. I can show down. I can see when certain things are showing. I do kind of get a warning that they're coming up, but not always. And then depends if I'm talking about various stuff. So, but sometimes they show at different times for different people as well. So, but if you watch on YouTube, there might be some ads in between. Depends if you're using any form of ad blocker and stuff like that. So, yes, we get some pre-rolls every 3 times an hour, I think it is, or something like that. So the last couple of days they come up when you've been explaining something. Yeah, I can't stop it. It's kind of like, oh, here comes an ad break kind of stuff, or like I said, they drop them in. So, but yeah, it's very, very difficult because you can't please everybody. Even just from what we're just discussing, we've got people going into Moria who love it. We've got other people that would rather detour past Moria. We've got some people, and there's not many people who would say, yeah, let me go to Rohan. I loved Rohan. That's changed a little bit, obviously, because everything in terms of class trait points was tied to the epic, which was changed, which was nice. So whilst it's not always nice for what we see from the player point of view, usually there's a reason behind things, and it might not always be a reason that we agree with. So I think different routes to reach the same destination would be good, but when we are when the game of Lotro was originally planned, you've got to remember that they were following the ring. The epic book was the main focus. You were helping Aragorn, you were helping Sam and Frodo and Pippin and Gandalf and everybody else, and you were following that path that the Fellowship took, and they've kind of got to the point where that's not necessarily as relevant now, because a lot of people can still do that. But the people who've done that several times, it's like, yeah, we know this happens, but can I not follow the epic, but instead of, coming out of Cardaland, Swanfleet, carry on down the South Road, not going to Moria, but, I can do part of it. Let's go down to the side of Dunland here, kind of western Dunland, to bring up into Amphalas and this region here, and then allow us to go across towards Rohan if we wish. And giving us options, it's very, very difficult without moving things around. You'd be like, okay, this is like a level 40 area, you're into Moria level 50, but if this down here on the left hand side was a level 50, Could it be a 50 to 70 kind of thing? But remember that this area of Gondor, it has 2 different levels attached to it now. So, you know, you go through it, you wouldn't get through it at one area. How would you tie up this part of Rohan? You know, because we've got Isengard, which is connected to Dunland, where I am now. What's to the side of Dunland here? How could you tie that up? How could you force players to continue and, you know, pick up Lothlorien or have an alternative to Rohan? Again, the map always doesn't lend itself to the way that things are planned. So, yeah, we may see an alternative to Moria, but I still think that we'd probably have some form of vector quest that would take us to Lothlorien. As an example, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Again, this is just conjecture on my part, and then still work your way through Rohan. Maybe instead of coming down here and going to Rohan, we could cut across into Rune and do it that way, and then come back down to Gondor. Who knows? You know, there is ways that we could tie that up. But again, you've got different regions. There's no flow to the map then, because you'd be over here for like another level 75 to say 70 to 80 region, like Rohan kind of. Actually, Rohan's higher, isn't he? Because that's up to like level Helm's Deep is what, 95. So, you know, it could be that you could go to Rune doing 20 levels around there, 15, 20 levels, and then it pushes you down to Gondor. There still has to be a pathway through Gondor to Mordor, out of Mordor, you know, up to Rovania to the top. And then obviously we're kind of down here, across to here, up to here, and then all the way back down here. You know, we're kind of doing some kind of pirouette of a journey as it is. So, yeah, there's feasibility with a vector quest that will take you in a certain direction. But, again, it's just speculation. I don't honestly know. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the devs go. They've said they've got plenty of content they'd like to do and like to aim for, but who knows? Who knows? But maybe in January we'll see a little bit more in that department about where we're heading. Finners, welcome along. Finners, that's got to be Finbar. Love the name Finners. So yeah, it's an interesting one of where we'll see in terms of Middle Earth and the journey. But yeah, an alternative to Misty Mountains I don't think would be bad. An alternative to Rohan after that wouldn't be too bad, but it's, again, fill in this area as an alternative to Misty's, maybe. Vector across to maybe Lothlorien, and then take you down the other side of... I mean, Mirkwood. I don't like Mirkwood. I tend to avoid doing much of it. I haven't done it on this character at all. I literally avoided it and came down through, like, Enedwaith and around there. I don't particularly care for Mirkwood. Southern Mirkwood, anyway, obviously. In Rovania here and Dol Guldur. Don't get me wrong, I do like the instances in Dol Guldur. I just don't like doing the whole this. You know, it was one time I actually took a break after when it came out. I was not impressed with it, and that was it. I was like, okay. So I actually thought for Mirkwood as an expansion and that I wasn't impressed. But again, that's personal preference. Some people love it. Some people and this is, it all boils down to you can't please everybody.
The passage of the Bone Veils
Right,
went well.
there we go. Find someone in Galtrev who will share
I want to
information
know if
with you.
Saruman's promises
Right.
have already taken hold here.
Let's go in here, shall we? Let's go tickle into Galtrev and do a load of stuff. Galtrev is still a cool place. I don't mind Galtrev. Ruthless Tom. The Bone Veils. Doink. Thank you. Dude. Speak with the White Hand Overseer. Speak with the second Overseer. Speak with the third Overseer. Boop. ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I mean, like I say, we'd love to live in an ideal world where we can all come up with ideas and it all be implemented in, you know, the click of a finger. But that's not the reality, I'm afraid. It'd be.
You do not belong in this land.
I know I
You
don't.
are not welcome.
Oh wow, you lovely. But yeah, we just need Bane to win the lottery and invest in SSG, or rather in the Global 7, and take over creative control of Lotro. But even that would be a problem, because not everybody would appreciate how Bane would like the game to go. What can you do? Eh? What can you do? I'm not saying his ideas would be shit, but they may be. But yeah, not everybody would potentially like the way that it would go. It'd be cool. It'd be cool. All these things take time, though. Whoop. There we go. Right, into Galtrev we go. Just gonna head over here, though. Oh yeah, you have to stand there for about 5 minutes waiting for that.
The
Yeah,
Uquirad requires us to give welcome to
How you doing,
Devonia.
Eth? Good evening. You'd be surprised that I don't just have ideas for Endgame. Yeah, I appreciate it. I obviously I do, Ben, that everybody has ideas for everything within the game, and I think that as a whole is great because it means that people enjoy the game. There's people here that won't care for raiding. There'll be people here that want to do just end game. There'll be people that want an amalgamation and and a mix of both. Which I think is great for the game in the long term because it means that people are interested in the game. But, again, you've just got to be realistic in what can happen and what can change. And if those things don't happen, people look very dismissive because they think, oh, the devs don't care, they're not interested. And they probably, to hear that as a developer, that you don't care about the game that you're working on is probably one of the most farcical things you could actually say, because it's their livelihood. They're going to care, because you think of all the people that have lost their jobs in the game development world this year. Now, it could be just that, they're from maybe the social media side. It could be a lot of developers that are creating, literally, the developers that work on the engines. And for anybody to turn around and say the devs don't give a shit, oh my word, would I like to strangle you in real life. There is not a person that doesn't do the job because they have some enjoyment for doing it. And if they didn't, they'd be out of a job. So, don't ever level that at a developer. Really don't. That's probably one of the most asinine things you could potentially say to anybody. And it just shows your ignorance more than anything. People care about the games, again, because it's their livelihood and they have a genuine passion for it. Yeah, they may move on to other projects. They may do that, but that's the same with every other job. And I think the other thing that people do forget is, and I use the analogy about kind of football teams and football players. They are employees of a company. Yeah, a football player is an employee of that football team, okay? That might not have been their team from the beginning. It might not be the team that they've followed forever and a day. It might not be the team that they still support. So would that person, just because they're paid, have the same passion as you, who've been a lover of that game forever and a day? A lot of the devs as well on a game probably don't want to touch their game outside of work, because playing and developing on something for 8 to 10 hours a day, you've probably had enough of saying it, to be fair. And it can be a passion project for a lot of people. A lot of game developers have been so passionate about it, and they can think about it, when they're away from work and stuff like that. But it is a job for them. And just because, like myself, I don't think I would enjoy Lotro as much as I do if I worked for them, because you'd be thinking, I work around it all day. I mean, you guys and girls know that I'm the community manager for Everspace 2 and Rockfish Games, but I don't generally play much of Everspace 2 outside of work now. I did, but now that I work for the company, I don't play it as much because you're working around it all day. So again, it's something that people need to be mindful of, is that whilst you may know the ins and outs of everything and you think, why doesn't the dev know this and this and that? It's because the devs will be working on various subjects and they cannot remember everything about it. And you're just focusing on one tiny element of a game. And it's very, very difficult to retain all that. And that's why you have a team of people. And if you lose people on that team, that's tough. That is, tough, because you lose that knowledge as well, and then somebody's got to pick up that slack, and again, it slows things down. You can see how it all comes back round again. It really does. Bain said, I've spoken to 3 or 4 old and current GMs, and they all said lottery isn't their main anymore. They play 100 minutes. Yeah, it'd be like whatever job you do, whatever it is, and then coming home and doing that same job to a degree. Not many people in the world do that. So you can't then expect a GM or, you know, even somebody from the dev team that works on the game to then do the same thing when they get home. And they do have lives outside of work. You know, they have families, they have the same issues, the same problems as everybody else does in the world. You know, it could be health problems, could be family problems, you know, just working paycheck to paycheck for them and, you know, making sure that they've got food on the table. Yeah, exactly. And I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Keepy. Some people think that the entitlement is that they don't have a life and it's there, they are paid as some kind of stooge for that person's enjoyment and that person's enjoyment only. And when you turn around and say, I pay your wages, it's again something you should never say, and it's the 100% way to put your ignorance first and foremost. Yes, you do pay the wages. However, not directly. They're not your slave. Slaves generally don't get paid, you know. And I think people just need to take a step back, a bit of a refreshing look at the world and go, they're human beings like we are. And they've got, you know, a world outside of Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, it's very, very... you know, it's easy to be focused on something, and I get that, and people are very, very passionate. I mean, I think Bane's probably the example of somebody who loves the game. They want to have anything and everything as best they can within the game, and that's not a bad thing. Absolutely not a bad thing. And I think it's great that there's people out there that love and are passionate about a game to the 10th, 11th degree. But again, to be fair to Bane, he's quite balanced about it. You know, he realizes that, you know, the world isn't his oyster, you know, in what he wants goes kind of thing. So it is difficult, peeps. So, you know, just try and remember it's not easy in the game development world. And when you think of how the world has changed in the past 3-4 years or whatever, you know, the gaming boom exploded and everybody, you know, that was maybe staying at home or whatever, people would, you know, be taking on developers left, right, and center. And now a lot of people are probably looking over the shoulder and thinking, shit, am I going to be out of a job soon? You know, are we really going to be, you know, looking at trying to find another job? And it absolutely appalls me when people turn around, and it's the anonymity of the internet again, where people with the anonymity turn around and say, well, they should have made a good game then, shouldn't they? And then they wouldn't have been laid off. And you think, really? That poor fucker, whoever they are, has just lost their income. And that is the best thing that you can come up with. Like, you feel that they deserve that, because that's what you're pretty much saying. And really, if you ever say that, then you need to look in a mirror, because one day that'll come and bite you in the ass. Hopefully, you know, I know it sounds very, you know, nasty, but if you think that somebody should lose their job because of something that you don't agree with, in that sense, that they haven't done a good job, yeah, again, that ignorance shows. Because you never want to really wish that on anybody, because all of a sudden it's not just that one person that loses their income, that family loses their income. You know, that family might be a couple of children as well, and then all of a sudden there's all the stress involved in somebody trying to find new work. And when there's been thousands upon thousands of developers laid out of work across the world, because a lot of work can be done remotely, yeah, John, fair enough. You're in a very competitive market, and your skills might not meet the requirements for a lot of those jobs. So again, anonymity of the internet is cool, you know, and everything else, but I think you just need to realize that some things that you should want to say, you would never say to somebody in person. I'd hope to think you'd never say that to somebody in person. But, you know, again, people find it too easy to say that shit to anybody, you know. But anyway, I'm going on these tangents. Let's talk to this person, shall we?
You want to know what is happening in
Let's
these
go.
lands?
Let's go. Come on. We're never going to get to level 67. Getting to level 69 would be nice. Finbar, thank you very much. I have no idea why my sound effects are not working. I tested it earlier and it was working. But there we go. Thank you very much for the subscription. I have no idea why it's not working. Do you know, I'm actually going to go test it. Let me just go test this. I actually went and tested it earlier because I was like, why is this not working? Right, let me just go to Stream Elements. I even checked it. I even tested it. Where are you? Go to dashboard. Thank you. Right. Rubbish. You didn't. And I have no idea why it's not working. It's really bugging me because it didn't do it yesterday either. Right, let's go to my overlays. Dear. Right, I'm going to go to my alert box and I'm going to check it. Dear. Right, so alert box. Right, I'm just going to emulate this and it should emulate the follower event.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's done that. It's done that. I didn't even set it to that one. That was one I was just checking. Right, let me try that one. Let me just do that. Let me just change that sound to... Back to that one. Let's just save it. Let's just try... Oh, yeah, exactly. So we'll just try that one as a subscriber one, see if it works.
Toss a prize
See?
to your Twitter, oh, viewers of
I have no
plenty,
idea why it's not
oh,
working
viewers of
in...
plenty, whoa.
Now that is just a preview. That's not somebody actually subscribing it. But I have no idea why it's not working. Because when I test it, and there you go, I've set it back to the original. Pearl, thank you very much for the follow. I have absolutely no idea who you are. Again, it's just a test. It's a fake one. So I do not know why it's not working. I've saved it. It's the same URL, so I absolutely have no idea why that hasn't worked. So I'm a bit confused. Very confused. Right, let's just go back to my dashboard. Right, let me just see. Hello, where you go? Go. Right, so let's just rerun the fun on that one. See, that is what's happened earlier, and this is obviously Strife from earlier doing the follow, and it's not worked, and I have no idea. But it's the same one. And this is obviously the sub from Finbar again. I have absolutely no idea why it's not worked. I am so confused. Because what I've just tested, and you all heard and saw, it worked fine. I just try and do it as an actual thing. Nah, it's not going to work. Like, you're having a giraffe. You literally are having a giraffe. So, yeah, I'm just... yeah. Confused.com is the correct word there. I'm very confused. Just checking that there's absolutely nothing that's changed. But yeah, everything is set to for correct audio. I'm making sure everything's refreshed. Yeah. I am absolutely bamboozled. But yes, thanks to Finbar and thanks to Stray for the follow and the sub. But yeah, I'm confused. I'm absolutely confused. Why it hasn't fired off. It does. The weird thing is, it does the animation, it does the GIF and everything, but it just doesn't play the audio. Bonkers. Bonkers, I say. Bonkers. Right. Now, wound, make the spears. Oh yeah, this is where we've got to do everything, haven't we? Got to do bloody everything around here.
It is not our custom to trust Duvodiad, but perhaps you may be of help to me? Yep.
you.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Duvoriad.
You should not trust Duvoriad. Oops, hello. How many spears do we need? 14. More. More. First target. Good on it. Oh, hell. Oh, this is handy. I forgot that it did this. They just respawn. Don't need to move. Cool. Hey. How many more? Last. Thank you. Whittle, whittle, whittle. There. It's gonna take a while, isn't it? Whittle, 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 whittle. Back to the topic. I love your passion and loyalty to the game too. Oh, thank you very much. Have you go through notes, help with the new LS system, and all kind of help you do, and the channel is clear you're devoted to the game. Thank you. It's great to hear. Thank you very much, Eth. Yeah, I do have a passion for the game. I won't say it's my only passion in gaming. I do have a lot of things as that, but it's something I always come back to, and I think it's just the years of investment. You do kind of get attached to it. And I always like to think, and if anybody should ever level this against me, that I like to be balanced in my opinion. I'm not going to totally fanboy stuff, no matter what it is, whether it's sports or anything like that. I know a lot of my old colleagues who supported different football teams, for example, would always try and get a rise out of me, you know, say, because I'm a Liverpool fan, you know, if we ever didn't play really well or something like that, they'd try and wind me up and stuff. And I'd be like, no, we didn't play well. We played shit. You know, if a team deserved to beat us, then I would quite happily say, yeah, they deserve to beat us because you didn't play as well. So I always try and have that kind of level-headedness, you know. I'd have to be in a pretty bad mood to just go off on a total rant about something. I would have to be like, no, I need a nap, you know, like a toddler. But generally, that's how I approach things, and I think it's a good way to look at things in the world is not only from your viewpoint but the reasons behind it. If you look at things just completely blind from one way, you're never gonna get a proper outlook on stuff, and I think you're going down a road that will just annoy you. It really will. So yeah, thank you very much for the comments. Anyway, it's very, very nice to hear that, you know, people are appreciative of. Oop, can we get over there? Yeah. I have no idea where I need to go with this one. Oh, down here, innit? But yeah, I do appreciate it. It's why I like to play the game. It's my kind of downtime. It's my not reason to game. It's certainly a game that I will always come back to. But as everybody should, always take a break. Absolutely take a break. I've done it a couple of times in the past where I want to go play other stuff. Sometimes people will be like horrified to hear this. Sometimes I've actually just wanted to not play the game and play something else because I sometimes feel like I haven't got enough time to play other stuff. I mean, there's other games that I'd love to play, but then I always feel like I haven't got enough time in the world to play all the things that I'd like to play. And it was one reason why I didn't play like Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff like that, because I thought that's going to be such a time sink. And hello, am I going to actually get A Steam backlog too. Yeah, exactly. Everybody has a Steam backlog. If you don't have a Steam backlog, then you probably don't work and you know, you've got more time on your hands and you're a very lucky person. But it is what it is, you know. Let's be fair, you know. If people, you know, can get value from a game, then so be it. I think the other thing is with MMOs, and everybody knows this, they are a time sink. And you either get it or you don't, kind of thing. And everybody has a tolerance level to that. It's like, can you be bothered to do this again on the 8th character? Can you be bothered to go through this content again? And that's one of the reasons why I say you're an exception. There's always an exception to every rule. Keeps. There's always an exception. But yeah, I think it's I've totally lost the thread of where I was going with this. I think it's an MMO is very, very difficult to kind of break free from. But can you do something for the 8th and 9th time? Can you do the repetitive edge? And developers of MMOs and all the tricks that they can employ to get you to carry on playing and skip content. You know, can you skip content? Oh, actually, I need to be over here. You know, how can you bypass that content? And that's why you have things such as Valars. That's why you have, you know, enhanced XP that you can buy and purchase. You know, there's always ways and means, and it might seem like almost exploitative. That yeah, you do. You know, you can potentially be paying for level skips. I think one of the mechanics that I never agree with is pay to win. You know, stuff like World of Warships, World of Tanks. Fucking hate that. That's a personal opinion. If you're vastly invested into the game and that's your vice, power to you, absolute power to you. But personally, I would not think that coming into a game where you have to buy and pay for something specifically to compete, that doesn't interest me in the slightest. And people might say, oh, Lotro's pay to win. I'm like, excuse me? Pay to what do you win? Where's the win? You know, how can you win anything in Lotro? You can't. You can just level quicker. Is that winning? Not really, because everybody can get there eventually. But it's not like you're competing with somebody. It's not like if it was a world first and you had to have this specific equipment which cost you $5 a month or something like that. That would be pay to win because you're paying to be better than other people. But yeah, that's never a thing that I enjoy at all. Ooh, hello, Taskmaster.
Greetings.
Yeah, I can speak to you.
Will you remain here
That's
long?
where you are. I forgot. Right, let's just go back down here then. But, you know, some people absolutely love things like World of Tanks, World of Warships and things like that. But, yeah, I just don't find the value in that. And that's what you've got to look at. You've got to find the value for yourself. Do you find the value? Do you find it an okay
I have not
monetary
seen your kind
worth?
before.
And if it does, spot on. Spot on. Okay, did that give us a 10 out of 10? Yeah, it did, didn't it? Because there it is. And there we go. Right, so that's them done for there. How many actually have we got on the task now? 22. Still only got the 22. Okay. We've got all the nails. Turn the missing nails. But it says the only thing I missed from the end game is patient game style, persistence. I loved grinding dailies for armor and not spamming tier 3, 2, 3, 4, 500 raising instances. Yeah, and I think it was something we kind of looked at a little bit earlier, which would be cool, is the older instances scaling up to higher levels so that you could get certain items. Just
The Uch-Gwairad
even if
requires
it's
us to give welcome to the Duvodia.
not necessarily a wrapper in terms of quests, so that you'd have to do Ost Elendil and you'd have to do, I don't know, sword halls, or you'd have to do so-and-so. You'd have to do 3 or 4 quests just to get a reward, or 3 or 4 instances. I think it'd be just nice that some of the non-scalable instances, or even the existing scalable ones, were improved to a degree that you could... Where the hell do I need to go with this one? Oh, right. This side. That you're able to, just gain advancement in terms of recipes or rewards that will improve crafting or whatever, would be a nice to have, rather than, the same thing again and again and again. I think it's something that they're trying to bring in with... Oh, it's not them, is it? Shit, where do I need to be for this box? Oh, he's down there. Shit. He's down the other side. I didn't see him there. He's hidden down here behind the hut. Dickhead. He's got a long timer. So, yeah, I think a variety. Again, it's similar to the content. Having more variety in the terms of content in the way that you can level. Having more variety in how you can earn endgame content. It's not going to, I don't think, going to fracture the player base. But the player base will find the path of least resistance. So if you did put it in some form of wrapper to get, I don't know, a Cractum Bari gold tracery, for example, tracery token or whatever, if you did like a wrapper, like a daily wrapper or something like that, that would be cool, but they have to do the full instance. And it's scalable to like level 150. It could be scalable to level 140, so you get like Gundabad crack traceries or something like that. There's options there, but again, it's kind of the theme. It's always got to go back to: is there value in the development time of that? How much is it going to cost to develop that? Again, it's not down to us, as the player base. You can have a desire, but is it able to be done? That's the thing, And it's convincing the company, whoever they are, that there's value in it. So, hello, let's go around. Let's switcheroo. Weirdly, you boys and girls that are here watching and me talking and all that shenanigans, I'd be able to quite actually... Oh, we need to be up there. Dick, wrong way. I'd be able to do this, to talk and offer my opinion on the internet here and now quite easily via the stream. Put me in a room with you fuckers all sat there in front of me. Not a chance. Not a chance. Nope. I'll be like, yeah. Nah, I'm quiet, me. I don't say much. Yeah. Yeah, but Ben's going to be expecting some kind of fucking seminar, The Art of Game Development, hosted by Geekbyte. Hello, did it pick it up? Oh, it did. Yep. Where? Oh, all the way back down to the door. Yeah, that wouldn't be happening. I'm so quiet in real life. On my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice that I put like I'm a friendly introvert. I'm very introverted. I'm not one for being put in a big social situation. But at times I could come out of my shell, and it's something that I've learned over the years. It's not something that oh, he's just a shy kid or anything like that. I've always been that way, and it's only really as I've got a lot older, probably into my 30s and 40s, that I've actually realised that's who I am, and it's kind of a voyage of discovery, of learning what you are and who you are and everything. And everybody goes through it to a degree, whether it's intentional or in through reflection, or whether it's kind of pointed out to you and it triggers something in your brain that you think, oh, well, maybe I am. And you think about all the decisions and the situations and how you deal with them, that you kind of learn. If you never learn about yourself, then you'd probably stagnate, and then you'd never understand the reasons behind why you do things. But yeah, for me, it's very much I'm very much a happy kind of. Been an introvert. I like to watch people do stuff. I like to, interact with people on a level that I'm comfortable with. But yeah, stick me on the stage in front of 1,000 people. I know we were talking about this yesterday, Mini Ben, about you jumping up on stage in front of those hundreds of people to play with that band and everything, which is absolutely, fuck me, not a chance would I have the balls to do that. It would unnerve me. And that's why I'd never go on a game show, you know, a TV game show. Nah. I'd be like, brain fart. I would never remember half of what I was meant to say. I'd be like, okay, let's just dial it back a bit and remember how to breathe, you know, before we start answering questions. Nah, yeah, I'd find it a little bit overwhelming. But no, we've had, I mean, I have done, I know you just mentioned it there, Eth. I've not done meet and greets, but certainly I've met up with a few people over time. And obviously, recently when we went to Germany for the launch of Everspace 2, we got to meet a few of the fans and everything. And it is quite bizarre how some people kind of interact with you, because they see you as some kind of not superstar. It's not the right word, but they see you as, you know, don't really know what the word is, but they're just like, wow, it's really him kind of thing. And some of you will know this little story. I think it was about, I'm going to say 7 years ago now, something like that. We were at Celebrity. Yeah. We'll go with that as Showdown as a word, not one that I'm maybe comfortable with, but yeah. It was about 8 years ago, and I was down at EGX at Birmingham, and it was the cutest little interaction. There was a group of streamers that had been invited down with XSplit and Asus ROG, you know, ROG Gaming. We were all at a table in the pub restaurant bit at EGX, just having some food, and just to my side there was a family. They weren't from the UK. I couldn't tell you exactly where they were from, but in the booklet for the event, for the EGX event, all our streamers that were there all had our pictures and all had our either like logos or something like that. Now, formerly I used to have like almost like a GTA 5 kind of picture of my face before I had the beard and everything, baseball cap, and I was wearing a Geekbite t-shirt, and you could see this little lad. He was probably about 6, 7, if that, maybe even about 6 or 7 years old, and he was looking through the booklet, and he was nudging his mum, and he was looking across at the table, and you know when you can see somebody, you know, something out of the corner of your eye, and he kept looking and he kept looking, and he didn't recognize anybody else at the table, which I thought was quite funny because there was a few other streamers and stuff like that. And and his mum was talking to him, you know, again, I didn't know what language it was. I couldn't hear it, but I know they were talking, and it wasn't English. And the little lad, he just came over from the other table with his little booklet, and he just like tapped, and he just says, "Is that you?" And I said, yes, that's me. And then he turned around to his mum, and he absolutely beaming smile, and he nodded to his mum, and she spoke to me in slightly broken English. She says, "Can you sign his book for him?" And he was like, "Oh, fucking hell." You know, it was quite a bizarre moment for me, because it was like, shit, somebody's actually kind of recognized. And you just that moment, I mean, you felt for that kid, because you thought, wow, this kid's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's probably thrown the booklet away now, and he's like, you know, he'll be like fucking teenagers, like, fucking that shit, gone in the bin. But it was such a touching moment. It's something I'll always never forget. I'll always remember it, because he was such a young boy, and he bringing it over. So I signed it for him, and then he came back. He took the booklet back, and he was so happy. And then he came back with his iPad, and I was like, "What the fuck does he want me to do with this?" And then his mum said, "He wants to take a picture with you. Can you take a picture?" So they had this iPad, and he was struggling because he was such a small little kid, so I took the iPad off it, and then we had a little picture and everything, and you know, it was such an amazing moment. I'll never forget it. It's never happened since, but still, it was such a touching level, and it was just that. I mean, just to think that that kid had spotted me in the booklet and that. And I mean, it was amazing. That was in the booklet. Don't get me wrong. I was like, fuck, look, I've been advertised in the magazine. Look at that. Way. And he was so enthused by it and he was so made up with it. And I don't know if they were from Spain or Portugal. That's where I suspected they were from. Because wow, it was so amazing. And I always think about it even today, about how it made such a little difference to somebody. But yeah, I can't imagine these big streamers. I mean, even when we were there and there was the big streamers, Tom Syndicate and people like that were there, and Gassy Mexican and all those kind of guys were there with their bloody merch stores and stuff like that, and they were doing their own meet and greets and getting an absolute fortune for it and stuff like that. I would be blown away if people did shit like that. If all of a sudden I was at the level like, yeah, come and meet me, I'm going to charge you 20 quid for that, but it's like, no, fuck it. I'd always be one of those people I think would be like, they're obviously interested, they're spending their time, and if I've got the time, then fuck it, let's have a chat, let's have a picture, whatever. And funnily enough, similar to this kind of story, he's not here at the moment, but Hark, who's one of the moderators on the channel, he's been a supporter of the channel for years and years and years. And I'm talking back to when I first started back in about 2015, something like that. Hence why he's up to about 7 years of subscribing to the channel and stuff like that. I never actually managed to meet him. I've met Furlon, who's one of the moderators on the channel as well. We met actually one of the EGXs as well. I managed to meet up with him a couple of times, him and his family, as they ventured into to Birmingham. And but yeah, only this year in August did we manage to actually meet Hark. Like I say, I've known him for a while, Sam and everything, but it was just like fucking about time we actually managed to actually meet each other. He's actually smaller. Sorry, Hark. He's smaller than I thought he was going to be. I mean, I know I'm 6 foot tall. I am quite a tall guy, but he was like 5'7", 5'8", something like that. I was actually quite surprised. But to finally meet somebody after so many years and everything, it was so cool. He's there with a Geek Bite t-shirt and all that kind of shit. It was all really, really cool. So yeah, I'm glad that if anybody ever would want to have a fucking autograph or anything like that, then I'm blown away. We had gifts from people at the launch party of Everspace 2. Who, just to use Shodan's word, thought that myself and like Eric, who were the kind of the face of the company, very much so, for Rockfish, they treated us as a kind of celebrity, and they gave us some gifts and that, and they were like over the moon to finally meet us and stuff like that, because it's almost like a weird interaction. You can have a fan, and even if I see myself as quite normal, for want of a better phrase, absolutely normal, that somebody kind of puts you on that pedestal. That's quite weird. I find that very, very weird. Not weird as in, oh god, you're an odd person. I just find it an odd situation to be in. So SC, you absolutely should have signed my cap before posting. Now, Eth, to be fair, I would love to have signed your cap, but it's not anything where when you buy things from my merch store, I never see it. It's not something that I have control of or anything like that, but certainly if anybody wanted anything fucking signed in, I would quite happily have done that. I know when we've ever done any kind of giveaways in the past, I've sometimes sent... I have my these are my old stickers. Oh, there we go. Go and the logo in there. So they're my old stickers. And if I ever used to do any kind of giveaways, if I actually had any merchandise to give away, I used to put one of these in as well, stuff like that. So I do have a few of those. I've got all sorts of stuff everywhere. Yeah. I've even got just the logo, my old logo that I still use to a degree. So all that kind of stuff I still have. These are just generally freebies that I've had printed off. But yeah, quite happily, you know, if I could ever sign stuff, I would. But a lot of the merch that's in the merch store and stuff like that, that's just manufactured and then sent out direct from the manufacturer, so I never see it. But yeah, it's a weird situation, and I don't think I've ever understood the feeling that you have when you're the other side of the celebrityism. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, you can always look up to your idols, and you know, you can always look up to people who to how, you know, if you see, like, I don't know, one of your football idols, I'll use football analogy, you'd be like, oh shit, that's so and so. For them, they're probably quite used to it now, you know, because they've had that situation for years and years and years. Whereas for me, I shy away from that whole celebrityism. And I've always said, if I was ever an actor, which, you know, never happen, that I would never watch myself on TV. You know, if you were a TV actor or if you were a film actor, I would never watch myself. Because even my, like when I do the streams, like these streams and stuff like that, it's very rare will I watch the streams back. Only if I have to do some form of editing or any form of timestamps or anything like that. Because I find it very unnerving watching myself. And it's just like, no. It makes me feel uncomfortable actually watching myself, so I don't bother. I just wait to, you know, see if anybody else spots anything, and then they just go, oh yeah, that needs changing. I'll be like, all right, change that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could ever be a high-profile Hollywood star or anything like that and do any form of, you know, red carpet kind of shit. That would feel very odd, very odd. But anyway, that was a little tangent story again that we went off on one. There we go. So we carry on. Right, heavy armor, medium. It's nowhere near as good. Rubbish. Rubbish. We'll get it anyway.
Many foul things.
Examine shipments
dwell in the
destined
shadows.
for Isengard.
I fear wolves will be
Taking the shipment to
least of our
Isengard.
troubles.
Isengard. In the shipment to Isengard. God. There we go. Is there any down there? Actually, we need to put there. First, we need. Both the cap and the t-shirt is good quality. They handle wearing and washing well. Excellent. I'm glad to say. I'd hate to think that there were quality that was just disintegrating or wearing out very, very quickly, but I'm glad to hear that the quality is there. Right, let's go here. Talk to him.
This land belongs to the Ox clan. You will not leave here alive.
Yeah, I will. You're gonna get your ass kicked. Boink. Hey, there you go. Ah, marvelous. Cool. So as soon as you've done one, that's fine. You see, you can out them, and you're like, yeah, screw you. You'd say, there. Right, so that's there. Okay, down now. That's quite a cool view, that, isn't it? You see it. You can't get a decent view without a big fucking tree in the way. That's not a bad view, is it? Not a bad view, eh? Count Trev and all the other places behind it. There we go. Yeah. See? Good. Oops, oh. I'll back up. So yeah, I'm going to be on for about another half an hour or so, and then I'm going to make some food for myself and Magique. He's still poorly. He's got a bloody foot infection that on antibiotics for, but you know, taking a few days to kick in. We got the antibiotics yesterday. A recurring infection. Rubbish. Down here. Have something. So we'll see in the next 30 minutes if we can get to level 67. See if we can get... There's one. Isengard shipment. There we go. Stand on this table. I'm sure he'll be fine with that. Boop. There's another one around here somewhere. See what we'll get on the steam. Find some more on this. Oh yeah. Gonna knock me off the stage? No, I'm gonna stand right on top of it. Yeah, it's gonna knock you off every damn time. Rubbish. Okay. Rubbish. Right. There's another one. Boop. Oh, here. Right. There's one actually up there somewhere. Okay, yep. Get up on our little pointer. Where's that? So this is the last one that we need. And in. Good. Boink. To get in at the 4th worksite. Boink. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. It's never good, never good. Oh, hang on. Here's him. Oh, she's down here, isn't she? Let's speak to her first. Let's speak to her.
I did not think to see you again, Devoriad.
But lumber axes from the camp northeast
Even the
of
folk of
Galtreb.
Galtreb are put to work to further the wizard's aims.
Ah. Aims. Aims. Oh, we don't want to do it. Away. Right. Durian.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Devodiad.
As long as the sun shines, you are welcome here.
Yeah, you don't want cutting up if you can help it there, Eth. You know, it's never good, never good. Eee. Right, down here. We'll get that Kalinard skull. Up. Over here somewhere. Car, isn't it? Up. Oh, but oh.
It is not our custom to trust Devodiad,
Oh.
but perhaps you may be of help to me?
Perhaps you
As
may be
long
of
as the
help
sun
to me.
shines, you are welcome here.
Well, welcome. Right, let's go kick some in the face. Boink. And you. In the face. Oh yeah. Like you with my soul. Right in the kissing. Boop. Oh. Be complete. Oh, okay. So we completed that one, which was at the ready. Flashing blades, deep strikes. Nice. I've probably got a shit ton left to do. Deadly strikes. Complete no surrender. Bountiful mercenary and mighty blast. Oh, crap. Quite close to that. Boink. Other DBs. Remember remember this being a bit problematic on my... I think it was on Runekeeper. I just remember it being a bit of a struggle on the Runekeeper. Like, yeah, let's get out of that. Hit me. No. Right. Give me some wood. I got wood. Can you see my pocket? I'm very happy. Oop. Go. Oop. Oh. Right, so more dragon. 1, 2 more. Thank you. Oh wow. Didn't actually kill them. Rude. Get the crit that I was hoping for. Axes. What now? Okay, I must have all of them, but they're still staying on the floor. Fair enough. Boink. Still, oh, okay. More stack of lumber. Just for good measure. Back here. Blast that point. There we go. Right, back up the hill then. Oh, we got to throw them in the pond. Yeah, I forgot about that. Find the pond in which to throw the lumber axes. Whee! Toss it into the water. Yeah. Weak. Ah, it'd be better if he actually threw them, wouldn't it? Please.
Greetings. Will you remain here long? The Ukwirad requires us to give welcome to Devodiad. You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Complete the shipment.
It is not our custom to trust Devodiad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
Right. Up we go. Talk to Catherine. Deliver the wood. And then Leolin is this one that he's over here. Well, back over here. There. See what we can find. Yeah. Drink. There you go. Still not as good. 4 9s. 10. Drink. Right. Let's just go down the hill and talk to Rin. Gonna
You caused some trouble out there, I trust, huh? Good.
Okay, so we'll go back up here anyway. Grab a torch, but I think they're up there, aren't they? Up here. Over here. Nice. Up here. Let's burn some shit. Burn. Baby, burn this. Wow, rude. Oh. Isn't there another torch we can pick up around here, or is there I literally have to pick up that one from near Catherine? Oh, I'm thinking of this eyes. That's oh. Right. Anyway, we'll perma carry the torch. Rawr. It's to say, but I'd be burning my bloody leg holding the torch there, wouldn't you? About. Whoosh. Somebody might notice me just burning the shit out of everything. Might get a little bit grumpy. Is oh, it's over there. Get out of here. Pass once. Right, Catherine again. Get on the steed. Head back down there. We're here. Oh, hello. What did I do? Rubbish. Oh, no. Right. Catherine, are you going to give me all of some wonderful XP or not? That's the question.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, you are a treat, my new friend.
No. I mean, technically, having 4 different set items when there's 5 does mean that, sorry, 6. Because there's boots, leggings, gauntlets, breastplate, shoulder, and then obviously the gauntlets, the hands. You could take 2 out and still have a decent thing. I mean, it's like this with the armor, with the gloves. The armor's not as good, the might's not as good, the vitality's better. You get physical mastery rather than incoming healing, and you'd still gain the bonus. So you just got to be mindful that, you know, can remove some stuff. Okay.
The clans of Dunland have a proud history, and none prouder than the Falcon.
None prouder than the Falcon. Right, search for Leolin. Down here. Yum. Yum. Elenard. Don't want that, don't want that. We'll keep that just in case. That. Keep that. Get rid. Up. I started leveling this character, so I gave him like 500 gold or something like that. I think I need to slim his value down because he's got 588 now. Could do with, you know, the bank hauling in some of his debts. Oh, I thought I said common wood. I thought, really? A wood stock where it was hidden. Oops. Oops. A mauled corpse. Oh, don't. Far enough. That would be, yeah, the body. Somebody's gonna have to tell them. This may ding us to 66. We need about 25,000, is it? Yeah, 25,000. Near is down. Boom. Do need to change that messaging. It's not exactly the new merch store. It was new at the time. The merch store is still available if people are interested. It's the been there a little while store. Wow. Magic just absolutely insulted me then. Insulted me. Totally insulted me. Called me old. Rude. Unbelievable. I was expecting better from my wife. Does he? I see that. Good enough. Rubbish. Rubbish. Yeah. Right, this way. Right, are we gonna ding? This is the question. Are we gonna ding?
The Urquhart requires us to give welcome
Are we
to the
help? Defeat
Duvodiad.
wargs.
It is not our custom to trust Duvodiad, but
Whoops.
perhaps you may be of help to me.
Perhaps you may be of help to me. Right, we need to kill wargs. Wargs. No ding yet. We're nearly dinging. They're all wolves there, so I'm going to go to the other place. There's definite wargs there. We'll have to get there. Yeah. Yeah, so that only gave us, wow, 15,000 for that quest completion. It's a bit weird when you, you know, like at level 65, 66, whatever I am now, you're getting like 15,000 for a quest handing, and that's with 2 bonuses on top. So I've got the pocket item and I've got the earring that both give plus 25%. But you don't earn much, and then when you get to like level 150 and around there, you're handing in for like 500,000. Question for you, like, huh? Really? Yeah, you can plug off. Thank you. Right, Waggy Puss Puss. How you doing, Balin? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you. Okay. Go on, you. You can die. Boink. You can pull. Yoink. Boink. There we go. Do 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 do. Love it. Cool. Another corpse. Come on. Come on.
Hadat ay menu!
Well, that was annoying there because I couldn't see the Sauron puddle. There was a bit of a problem. I'm there. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see it, so I couldn't actually hit it. A bit of annoyance. Boink. Go up here. Yep. Oh, Wog. Connects with your name on it. Doink. 12. Find Grono and find out the source of the Wogs have been discovered. Now I'm actually just going to kill one of these. Come on, come on. What do we need? 1,000, so we need 3 more. 3 more. You'll do. I know that you're not a Wog. No. Look. Twink. Ding! There we go. Excellent. Okay. One. Yeah, 1. There's no hundreds in this one yet. There's a 67. Nice. Done about a level. Or jibber jabbering. Done about.
I have not seen your kind before.
Burn Wag pens.
It is not our custom to trust
The
Devodiad.
slovenly work
But
of Mange
perhaps
Rider.
you may be of help to me.
Kill him as well.
Hear me
Just
out,
gonna tuck
Devodiad.
ourselves behind.
I have a tale
Here.
to tell.
Don't want to be diving anywhere else. Ugh, scary. Right, boys and girls, I'm just going to stop there for a little while. I'm going to go make some food for myself and my lovely wife over there. About the 7th day running. Indeed, time for food. Time for food. That is the one. I need to grab some food. So yes, I'm going to go cook, do some stuff. We'll be back in a while. I hope you can join us. We may get a group together with Mini Bane and somebody else to go do some sword holes on our champ. If not, if we can't, then I'll look at carrying on for a little bit with this little character who's he's a tough little mofo. Tough little mofo. Thanks very much for the chats and everything this afternoon. Always good to talk about a variety of subjects and always very splendid conversation. Everybody's, not you're wrong, asshole. You might think it, but you just don't type it, which is always a bonus. But yes, I should be back shortly. Let's find one little dad joke, and we have: how come the stadium got hot after the game? Because all of the fans left. Fan keeps you cool. I had to explain that one. Yep. Anyway, yeah. Okay. That was a shit one. But yes, we're gonna go eat. Back in a short while. Hope you can join us then. Toodles for now. Bye.
Danger zone.